This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of It.
Welcome back, everyone. You know who it is. You know who we are.
You know what day it is.
Your favorite podcasters. It's Sunday. They mostly come out at night. It's coming at you at night because they mostly come out at night.
Or you can listen to us in the daytime, which
You can listen to us whenever. I know we post these pretty late on Sunday, so you do you. If it's Monday morning, that's totally fine. If it's during the week, cool.
Yeah, if you listen to this on your Monday morning commute to work, more power to you.
You know what you should do, though? You know what you really should do?
Yes.
If you do happen to listen to us and you like what you hear,
You like
and
what
you
you-
like supporting podcasts, like very small podcasts like we are, go to wherever you're listening to this podcast and go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. We do recommendations every 5 episodes if you want to give him one of those.
Yes.
Which we are getting very close to
That is
another one.
You know who you are? One
Yep.
of you is getting a very dedicated follower. You are getting.
I think you're
several
going to
in there.
be very excited. And we're very excited too.
I am excited.
Because we've seen some of your recommendations. And well, we've seen all the recommendations, but what I'm saying is we've actually seen the movies you recommended.
Yes, I've seen these movies outside the podcast.
And so, yeah, we're excited. So, yes, please go like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really helps out the podcast. We appreciate everyone who listens. And if you're new here, welcome to the family.
Family. Really?
Just like this movie.
This movie is about family.
It's powerful. It actually is about
It is
family,
about
if you
family.
think about it. It is actually about family.
And that's what makes it so powerful.
And,
family and heavy metal.
You know what? Those are two things I can definitely get behind and support.
Yeah, I support.
I love family, whoever that may be.
Yeah, well, we are big supporters of family values, and especially family values of voodoo zombie revenge.
Yeah, especially family values of young old men and young old women.
I love young old men.
Young old men and young old women. And Daddy-O's coming out of the grave. We'll get there.
We'll get there. And
So-
and having too many keys.
So I'm a terrible social media manager. I didn't post it on our Instagram. We watched, was it Zombie Massacre?
Zombie Nightmare.
Zombie Nightmare. Sorry. We have a lot of massacres on our podcast, so I kind of
our brain cells.
Yeah.
No,
This didn't massacre our brain cells, though.
this massacred something.
If you want something, okay, so I'm gonna preface this. If you want something deeply hilarious and brain rotted and like just lizard brain like stupidity,
You have to watch this.
go watch this movie. Like, you owe it to yourself to like get some friends, get some alcohol, and just watch this movie and just laugh at how absurdly stupid this movie is.
This movie is hilarious.
But that being said, I had a great time watching it.
This was a lot of fun to watch.
It's not a good movie by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. It is fucking awful. But holy shit, is it so entertaining.
They tap into something deeply special and deeply stupid.
They really did strike just a chord with me where at first I was a little annoyed for like the first like 10 minutes or so. And I was just like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then I just accepted it. And it just like became so much easier once you just accept what the movie's giving you and just enjoy it for what it is.
You will have it, and you will love it.
You will have it and you will love it.
As a
We'll get there.
famous line.
So let's get into it. Let's rip into it.
Well, like every quality movie,
Yes.
this starts with a out of context scene from the middle of the movie
Yeah, that we have to watch again, by the way.
that we will watch again.
Yep.
But like any quality film, you start with a out of context scene
Yes.
of a woman with like makeup, which we obviously found out later what the hell's going on, but it's her with makeup and like a coffin, and a guy gets out of the coffin and his eyes are all white and he screams.
Yep. And then it shows the title card. We get who's in it. And of course, I guess they overlaid the actors' names over fingerprints.
There's fingerprints and like
It's like an investigation thing, but the investigation doesn't happen until like more than halfway through the movie.
this movie has the okay. I'm not even gonna mention.
But don't
the
worry,
investigation.
we have our big top billed actor, okay?
Teaser.
Adam West is in this movie. Batman himself.
We haven't really talked about what a geezer teaser is.
If you've watched like Red Letter Media,
Yeah.
they have this thing called geezer teasers.
Which they got from a news article.
Yeah. So it's basically when you like shoehorn in like an older actor
With a name.
with a name that like is recognizable. So like Adam West with like Batman, right?
We had one in this year, actually.
Yeah.
We had Sakura Killers, which we had a lot of fun with. But that had Chuck Connors. And he was top
He
billed,
didn't do anything.
even though he's in it for 10% of the movie.
Well, it's in there just to like get like star power so people will like actually go see it.
Nowadays, it's there for, if you're bored and you're scrolling through your movies on Tubi or Netflix or whatever, and you see the name.
Good example is like Liam Neeson movies.
To be fair, he is the main actor in them, usually.
Most of the time. So I guess like maybe like the newer Bruce Willis movies.
Before he retired.
Before he retired.
But like him, or like I've seen like a couple with like John Travolta, Morgan Freeman, where it's just like they have the name, but hell,
Sometimes like Sam Jackson is
Yeah.
the geezer
or hell,
teaser.
we had so Deadly Prey. The top billed actor is Cameron Mitchell.
Yeah.
Who played the dad. Because he's in like westerns long ago. Even
That's
though,
true. Yeah, we did have that.
again, he's in the movie for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, but that's what we talk. So when you hear us mention geezer teaser, that's what we're saying. Because Adam West is just a top billed actor that they wanted to get the name.
He doesn't show up until you're like 40
and
minutes in.
He's barely in the movie. He's in like maybe 10 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
So, there you go.
But he's top billed.
So yeah, it shows that. And then, okay, so it starts with we get our bad kids.
Well, first we get a very odd baseball
okay,
game.
sorry, yeah, you're right. Because we have our like weird like flashback that doesn't feel like the 50s or 40s,
We didn't.
but is definitely the 40s and 50s. But like
Well, you don't know it's a flashback, but yes, it is a...
it's like a time period piece, but it does not feel that way because they don't do a good job with the costumes and
No.
stuff. So we just get people awkwardly watch. It's not even a baseball game. It's just some guy hitting baseballs into a field and telling people to catch them.
That's it.
That is all that's happening, and people are just watching it. We
But
get
there's like a crowd.
like a kid's watching it, and is like, "Yeah, Dad, go, Dad!" Even though the dad is literally just throwing up baseball. He's not even. There's no pitcher.
No.
He's throwing up a baseball
And hitting it.
and they're catching it in the field.
That's how you play baseball.
Back in the day. Back in my day, that's how we played baseball. Okay.
There's a crowd of like 5 people cheering him on.
And then there's one like a black woman watching them, and
two
greasers.
greasers.
Two greasers, and that's how we guessed it was a like a period piece thing.
Because they look like they're out of Greece, and they're immediately like, why is she in this neighborhood?
Well,
She's black.
and she starts walking away, and then
First, don't forget, the first moment that broke us, okay? The first moment that kind of clued us into what we're dealing with here.
I'm gonna be real here. The first of many.
Many.
We broke a lot in this movie. I don't know what it was. Just something was right with the brew, where I just like our brains just melted.
But this was the first part, the first moment, because the guy finishes the quote-unquote baseball game, and, the kid walks up to him, and the mom, who's his wife, walks up to him, and they all walk up to him, and he, like, holds the kid to the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then the mom comes over, and he, like, awkwardly tries to hand her the baseball bat as they're walking away.
And she doesn't take it, and so
She just doesn't take it.
He puts the baseball. He tries to put the baseball bat into the fence,
and it falls over.
and it falls over. And they just like keep filming.
And you just hear like them like as like this clunking
Like
noise.
you clearly can tell it is a mistake that they did not mean
They
to
just
do.
did not give a
and
shit.
they just keep filming.
They just left it in.
Okay, so yeah, the black woman starts walking away. The two greasers follow her.
They like
So everyone's
smacking each other.
Yeah, everyone's like heading home, right?
Yeah.
And so then they like start accosting her and like telling her, why
You
are
have to
you
pay the
here?
toll.
Yeah, you have to pay the toll in our neighborhood. Why are you here? They like push her onto the ground and they're going to sexually assault her.
And she yells help.
And she yells help, and the dad and the kid and the mom are all walking by, and the dad is the good Samaritan.
He helps her.
So he goes to help, and he beats them up and awkwardly throws them on the ground,
And one of them pulls out a knife and stabs him.
and he collapses on top of the woman, and they run away. And then it just zooms in on the kid. I don't know what direction they gave this kid, but it clearly wasn't your dad is dying in front of you.
It was your Cheerio bowl.
It was like
empty.
yeah, like someone pissed in your Wheaties.
and he just zooms in on him, watching his dying dad, and then at present time.
Yep.
And
it's at the same baseball field
playing baseball again.
and it's the lead singer of Thor.
Who was featured on the soundtrack.
If you know, okay, so let's just get this out of the way.
What?
We have to gush about it.
The soundtrack?
The soundtrack for this movie
Is amazing?
is legitimately okay. So here's some deep lore for you guys. I don't know if they know. Me and Alex are very big into 80s hair metal.
I mean, we're kind of metalheads in general, but especially...
I mean, I like new metal too, obviously, but like we're big fans of like old school metal too.
thrash
And all that kind of stuff. We love it. And to our surprise, on the title screens, comes up like music by Motorhead,
Girl School,
Thor,
Death Mask, Fist. It starts with the opening credits, because the opening credits
is Ace of Spades.
By Motorhead, and immediately I was like, wait,
this incredible.
Movie has Ace of Spades? Like, we're doing, like, really?
Like top billed Adam West with a hair metal, like a metal like soundtrack.
And I'm like, all right.
It's fucking crazy.
Even if I hated the movie, I'm here for it.
But I mention that because the main character that we see now is the lead singer of Thor.
He is the lead singer of Thor. His name is John Mickle Thor.
Yeah, John Mickle Thor. He's Canadian.
I don't know if that's a real name, but...
Well, probably not. And we have to mention the fact that he's Canadian because this film is filmed in Canada.
It's not just Canada. It's filmed in Montreal.
Well, yeah.
How do you know it's Montreal?
Because there's fucking French signs everywhere.
Because if you go to Montreal, which I have been in Montreal, it's an amazing city. But in Montreal, the stop signs are written in French and English.
Well,
they try.
Well, okay, so
they try.
They try because it's supposed to be set in New York.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing. New York City and Montreal are very, very different cities.
But there's like shots of the stop signs with the words in English and French, and then like even the street names. It doesn't say street. It says like what is it? Rue, which is French for street. So it says like LaCroix Rue. And it's like, bitch.
It's like, we are clearly in Canada.
That is not.
This is Montreal. This is not. There's no shot. It's New York City.
But that only adds to it.
Yeah, that does add to it, actually. But it's great. So he's playing baseball, and he's like really good. And we don't see a lot of the baseball, but at least it's normal baseball and not just some guy, some guy hitting a ball into a field.
Yeah.
And then so he gets done with baseball, and he goes home.
He goes home, and his mom tells him to go to the convenience store and pick up stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, okay.
In the meantime,
we got our bad kids.
A nightclub, and there's a group of young hooligans being loud.
And they like roughing people up, and they like harassing people.
One of them keeps playing with a knife and bumping into the guy behind him. And he's like, hey, can you stop that? And he flashes a knife at him.
And he's like, you get out of here. And like,
he's like, listen, you got to be tough. And then a bouncer comes over, and he's apparently too big because they're like,
he's like, okay, let's get out of here.
We should pay our check.
And then the bouncer's throwing them out the next scene, and they get into the car and start listening to metal.
And they start driving around yelling at each other. While our dude goes to the convenience store to pick up stuff and provolone.
He's like, you got the provolone?
Whatever, man.
And this is like a convenience store. It's not a butcher or like it's not that kind of shop.
Well, because see, they know New York, right? See, it's supposed to be New York, right?
You're right. Okay, so I didn't put two and two together because this is clearly just Montreal.
Because it's just a convenience store in Montreal.
Yeah, it's not a.
but see, it's supposed to be New York. So you go down to your corner store, your bodega,
And you get
which has
your
a deli.
You get your provolone,
At your
okay?
deli,
you
bro.
get your provolone at a deli, okay, in New York City.
Which has a lot of row houses that look like they come out of Montreal, which is weird.
Interesting. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like because the license plate don't even look like American
They
license
try
plates.
once and then they give up.
Yeah.
They give up the rest of the movie.
They stop showing the license plates the rest of the movie.
But he goes to the back to get something,
Um,
and two more hoodlums.
Yeah, so Thor, I'm just going to call him Thor.
Yes.
Because I don't remember his name, to be honest. I don't really care.
Tony.
Oh, or Jimmy or Tony.
His name is Tony.
Oh, yeah, Tony.
Jimmy is the main,
Jim
quote
Bob.
unquote, the main
Man, this Jim Bob, he's a...
lover boy here.
He's a lover boy at a clam bake. We'll get to that. Sorry, we're out. Okay, we're going off the rails. Because this movie did. Anyway, so he's at the deli. He fights off these two hoodlums that come into the convenience store.
To rob the guy. Yeah,
He fights him off, and he's like, "Hey, how much do I owe you for the provolone?" And the provolone, and the guy, and it's like an Italian.
Mamma mia,
Mamma
yo
mia, Papa Pita, you. You get this for free.
I give you the gabagool and
It's just so stupid. It's
incredible.
so stupid. So he goes out and he's like swinging his bat around and everything, and the bad kids are like driving, and they're fucking driving recklessly.
apparently.
And so our bat dude awkwardly, slowly walks out into the middle of the street, and slow-mo gets hit by this car in the most awkward way possible.
And they drive away, and the convenience store owner sees them.
He's like, "Oh, Mamma Mia, Papa." He's just like,
he's dead.
Just like, "Oh no,
And then
Tony, no."
two other random pedestrians are driving past, and he's like, "Help me, help me."
Okay, so I want to set this up.
Please.
Normal scenario, right?
Don't.
I am gonna do
No,
this.
no, no.
No, I'm doing this.
Oh, Mamma
We're
Mia.
doing this, Papa Pita, which is Greek, but still, whatever. I feel like we shouldn't do accents too much.
No, we'll get there.
Okay,
Well,
so
there is an accident here coming.
yeah. So normal scenario, right? You're a convenience store owner. You see one of your favorite customers get hit by a car, and you call some pedestrians to help drive him. Now,
Where do you take?
here's the pop quiz. Where on earth do you take this poor soul that's probably still dying in the street, and you need to get him help, and you need to get him somewhere that can take care of him, like a hospital?
Well, the problem here is
So-
is he's already dead.
No, here's your pop quiz.
He's dead
Well, right, but where do you...
because they hit him so fast
I know, but
and so hard.
but still,
They shattered every bone in his body.
okay. So let's add that to the pop quiz though. Do you A, call the police and let
No.
them handle it? B, take him to the hospital and call the police and let them handle it?
Nope.
C,
Take him to his mom.
take him to his mom's house and just lay him on the front sidewalk in front of her house.
That's exactly what you do.
They literally take this dead corpse
Yep.
of the son to the mom's house and just lay it in front of her, and she's all sad. No police are
Yes,
called.
she is.
No hospital, no nothing. But she knows exactly what to do.
She has a friend who owes her a favor
A Haitian woman
from the beginning of the
from
movie.
the beginning of the movie, and she's gonna. Now the Haitian woman's like, "Hey, I can't bring your son back,
But I can bring him back.
but I can."
I'm not wrong.
No, that's literally the line. She's like, "I can't bring him back,
Back to life.
but I can bring him back for a time."
Yeah.
What?
To get his revenge.
Yeah, well, yeah. So basically, she's gonna bring him back from the dead, so he can enact revenge on all the kids that killed him.
And we get the
And the
scene.
mom's okay with just killing a bunch of random teenagers.
The mom never talks again, by the way.
Oh no, never again.
But we get the scene.
I mean, the
we
Haitian
saw-
woman barely. I mean, she does the chant and then like is barely in the movie.
Just finger gestures.
Yeah. Also, it's a really bad Haitian accent.
She looks like she's in pain.
She looks
trying
like
to do the
she's struggling through this movie.
Like they were just like, you have to do this.
She's like, I do not want to do a Haitian accent. They're like, you have to do this.
It's got to be authentic.
It's got to be authentic. You got to do it. And she looks so sad to be doing it.
She looks like she's in pain, and I love it. And I love cringe.
Listen, we don't condone women in pain on this podcast, but in this context, sure.
I love cringe. Okay,
I do love cringe. I do.
It's like finding.
I am a fine connoisseur of cringe.
It's like finding a fine wine, and this is a aged red.
This is a deep red cringe.
But we get the scene that we saw in the very beginning before the credits.
We have to watch it again.
Watch it again.
It's like, but it's a little. The audio's different. I think.
There's like chanting noises now.
So she does it again. He comes out of the grave and yells, and then gets out of the fucking coffin.
And that's it. And that's the next day. So our goon, our main baddie,
he goes to his spot, okay? And what's a spot in the 80s where you can go that I don't know.
Ice cream and your ice cream and burger driving.
Yeah. Because we're in the 80s now. This is present day. It's not
this gives it away. This kind of gives it away, I'll be honest. Because if you go to Montreal, there's a shitload of burger and ice cream drive-ins. And this kind of gives it away.
What are you talking about, Alex? This is New York City, okay?
Yeah, this is New York.
Fuck you. This is New York City.
When I think of New York City, this is exactly what I think of.
I don't think of like high-rises in Times Square and all that stuff.
No.
I think of ice cream shops, ice cream and burgers.
That's what I think of, okay? You know what's funny? What's really funny is when they film this place, they hide the menu because I guarantee you they have poutine on the menu.
Well, I guarantee you it's in American. No, sorry, not American. English and French.
It's Montreal. Well, it might be exclusively in French. Okay? You might be like, fuck you.
Fuck you, you're reading in French.
What's funny, also, before this scene, it's like him in the morning and his mom's like nagging him, like, what did you do with Dad's car? I bet you destroyed Dad's car again. You destroy every car.
Where are you going to take another one? And then he grabs a fistful of spaghetti from the fucking French and just aggressively eats it and then throws it at his mom.
You are a pig. You know that? He throws the spaghetti at her.
And then, she gets
in
all
his
pissed
car,
off.
listens to heavy metal.
He gets a different car, listens to heavy metal while he's driving to his bird.
Points at things.
Yeah, just taps on the fucking top of his car while driving and points at things.
Pointing at
and
things.
then awkwardly challenges a guy to like a race.
Which we never see.
And then we get a weird Dutch angle of the road that makes no fucking sense. And then I
just want to mention, during this whole scene, he's driving very politely.
Oh no, he's like going the speed limit. He's
driving at 30 miles
He's
an
in
hour.
the lane. He's not like drifting around. Like he is like a model driver.
But he gets the ice cream place, and then they're reading the newspaper and they don't see any news.
They're like, okay, good,
we're safe.
All right, we're safe, so we don't have to worry about this.
Like, I knew I got him. And then
he's like, when does he say he kind of liked it? That's not this scene.
It was after he ran him over that same night.
Yeah, he's like, I kind of liked it.
Snuffing out that big candle.
Like, it screams like
try hard.
It screams like amateur like high school like play.
Talk about death.
Trying to be like hard and rough. Where he's like, I liked snuffing out the light from him. It's like it's such like it has like such fucking like theater kid energy.
It's incredible.
Theater kid energy. It's insane.
Like I said, I love cringe, and unfortunately, this movie has
loads an abundance of cringe.
But it's like the cringe that's so perfect that I find it entertaining instead of cringing with it.
Yeah.
Because after they talk about how the guy's dead. There's nothing in the newspaper. He sees it's like a car hop, and because it's New York, because there's car hops in New York, and he sees her.
You notice how we never see like a high rise?
They show like a couple, but they conveniently filmed it in, which is okay. It's supposed to be New York somewhere, but they are filming it in parts of Montreal that don't have high rises.
It's like
there's a lot of high rises in Montreal.
Well, it's like suburbs,
but they're filming in like the suburbs. I don't know.
So anyway, he tries to hit on the bellhop.
And she tells him no, and he tells her some deranged insanity.
He says like something like, because this isn't the line.
This is not the line.
But he does say some like I'm gonna give it to you good, and you're gonna like.
She tells him like, "I'll need a microscope to look at your dick." Basically.
He's like you're gonna get it whether you like it or not or something. Yeah, like you said, some like deranged shit.
Yeah. And then that's over. And then there's
and then their friend has to go to the academy
because they're like, you know what time it is?
He's like, oh shit, and he like, he's like, I gotta go to the academy and meet Professor so and so or whatever the fuck. Who cares? So
they go to a gym.
They go to a tennis court and we get an extended like 2-minute scene of them playing tennis.
And then the scene ends and they slowly walk up to the line.
Well, I love this because they're not looking at each other affectionately, right? They're like dead staring just at each other while walking towards each other.
And they start making out.
And some janitor comes by.
He's like, hey, are you going to close up?
He's like, yeah. He's like, I'll lock everything up. He's like, okay.
And then he leaves, and they kiss again, and they go to a hot tub.
Yep, so they get down into their underwear because this
Not their swimsuit, and their underwear.
No, their underwear because this is also a safe movie, so there's no nudity and no blood and no nothing.
There's blood, but it's...
it's like very PG.
It's very friendly. It's a very wholesome film.
There's very little... I don't think there's any swearing. There's very little blood. And there's no...
If there's any swearing, I've blanked it out of my brain.
This is not Al Adamson, so we don't get any boobers.
No.
Al Adamson could not even hold a candle to this.
No, Al Adamson is too much of a fucking degenerate for this.
So they get in the hot tub, and the woman hears something. Because they start kissing.
You see POV of somebody walking into the gym.
We know who it is.
We know who it is. And you hear, like, clicking. Like a clanging noise. And you know what it is because when she woke him up...
Oh, yeah, she gives him the bat, and he just raises it above his head.
Like it's a sword. And so you know it's the bat. And she's like, can you please go look? And he goes...
I like he gets out of the hot tub.
He doesn't even look.
He looks like around the corner, and the guy just comes up and just
breaks his neck.
Just snaps his neck.
And she screams and starts running.
Oh, my God, dude.
And we get a very extended chase scene of him. Not running.
Shambling.
Through this
while
gym.
like holding the fucking bat up like a goddamn like great sword
or like a drunk just swinging it.
When he starts like swinging it on bars and stuff, and he's all angry, and then she goes like upstairs, and there's like this long like upstairs like loft area.
It's like this long walkway,
and she goes to the end of it,
and he walks there.
When they kind of awkwardly shuffle around,
she dodges him as he like,
and she runs the other way, and then he in slow mo. And mind you, this shot looks fucking awful.
It's horrible.
It's out of focus.
It's terrible.
It looks like it was filmed on a potato.
It's garbage.
And this is a 1080p rip we watched of this. So this is
high def.
Nothing could fix this scene.
It's irreversible.
So he slow-mo raises up the bat. And he hits the ground so hard that he tears a hole in the space-time continuum. Not really, but like
that's what
I mean, basically, because we just get this weird shot of like
it's like that.
It's
walkway.
like a wall. It's like a wall where the stairs were, but it's not showing anything. And we see the very top of this girl's head going down.
I'm assuming it's her because if it's just a random pedestrian, that would be hilarious.
I mean, it had to be. And then she's like hiding at the bottom of these stairs. And he comes from the other direction.
He comes from behind
her. So I guess he can teleport, too.
And he chokes her so hard with the baseball bat.
It, like, incapacitates her.
She bleeds out of her throat.
Well, because remember, he snapped the guy's neck and threw him in the hot tub, and he was bleeding.
Yes.
Because that's how that works.
He's a giant, okay?
That's how that works.
But
he snapped his neck so hard, he bled.
But he chokes her so hard with it that she bleeds. But she's still alive.
She lays down on the bench.
She's still conscious.
And he takes the bat and he smashes her skull in, but it doesn't actually because there's just a little bit of blood on her ear.
And then, there's cops there. And
this is the introduction of I don't know about yours, my favorite character.
The coroner.
The coroner is the greatest character known to this movie.
So first, our cop is talking to the janitor.
The detective is like probably the most incompetent detective I've ever seen in a movie.
They do nothing. They literally.
This is like
Nothing.
This is like fucking like Police Academy or like Naked Gun levels of like incompetency in a detective. But like played seriously.
Except we're playing it seriously.
Yeah.
But he talks to the janitor, and the janitor's just like, well, there's nobody there, and the guy, he always locks up with her, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And, I heard her yelling, but I didn't think of it because I always hear her yelling, if you know what I mean. And the guy's just like, okay, whatever. Whatever.
And then our coroner steps in.
And he goes to where they awkwardly lay out the body tape outline, and he talks to the coroner. And he's like, well, see, Loverboy
got thrown into the hot tub like he was part of a clam bake. Just why?
That's our favorite character.
Yeah, the 50s gumshoe
Coroner. Who talks like that the whole time.
He talks like that the whole time. And he has like a measuring tape around his neck like for fucking no reason. I have no idea. Like, it's fucking weird.
Because he was measuring how long the corpse was, I guess. I don't know.
I like how they tried to like tape off the bench too.
Oh, please.
It's fucking awesome.
And then so he's done with that. He's done with our 50s gumshoe routine, and he goes back outside and they take the bodies out.
And for some reason they take a picture of the crowd watching,
and our Haitian voodoo woman is there.
She's
and
there.
We get a still picture of the crowd.
Yes.
A picture of the crowd.
Keep that in mind because they only take one picture of the crowd.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't even go there.
I will. I'm going to.
Stop it.
I'm going to. No, I will not.
And it's the next day, and our goons are freaked out because their friends died.
Yeah.
And the newspaper said they OD'd on angel dust. Whatever. It literally doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because this is where we get the greatest line in the entire movie.
Well, our dude hits on the woman some more.
And so she is like older, I guess. It doesn't matter because all the teenagers look like they're fucking like 20.
Well, he's apparently supposed to be like underage.
Well, and so he doesn't look underage at all, but whatever. So he's hitting on another bellhop, and she's like, "Would you just leave me alone? Like, I'm old enough to be your older sister." And he's like,
I've always wanted to make it with my older sister.
What?
Don't go there.
What fucking what?
The people who wrote this movie are insane.
He just said that off rip as a pickup line.
I love it.
I've always just incest will really get this woman going.
Well, don't worry, because after a bunch of more nonsense, she's walking away, and he says, "You will have it, and you will love it.
You will have it, and you will love it."
That is the line of the podcast.
Yeah, that's
listen, this podcast.
On They Mostly Come Out at Night, you will have it, and you will love it. Okay.
You will consume and be happy. Okay.
That's a new tagline for us.
That's true. And then it's like that night, she's closing up, and she's walking, and again they play heavy metal over it. She's walking to her car.
Why does everyone in this movie move so fucking slow?
Because it's hilarious.
It's like everyone moves like they have zero urgency.
Because it's fucking hilarious, Will.
It is so stupid.
And she goes to her trunk, and he's there. Our dude is there.
Yeah, he's right there. He's in the bushes, and he comes out, and he's like, he just is like, "Hey, like I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna rape you."
Yeah, and then so he puts her down on some trash bags.
Well, he's gentle. They lay because you're like, see, Will, you asked the question. You're like, why is there a bunch of trash bags there? And I told you because they didn't want to throw the actors down on the hard concrete.
The funny thing is the dumpster's empty. Did you notice that?
I know.
The dumpster's empty, and they have just trash bags laying all around it. So
strategic, Will.
What? Dumb.
How dare you?
Continuity is a thing, Alex.
They didn't want to throw her down on the hard concrete.
I get that, but throw her somewhere else then.
No, we're gonna have a pile of trash bags that probably have like foam in them.
So he like just gets on top of her and starts like awkwardly shuffling her clothes around because this is like a very safe movie.
Yeah, no, she like, I don't know, smacks him or something. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get it."
Well, and then he like, okay, so for some reason, I think I know what happened.
What happened?
I think he was holding the knife and she slapped it out of his hand and it like flew.
Okay.
But it doesn't show that.
No.
Because he just starts crawling around on the ground.
He's just crawling away.
Yeah, and we're like, what?
Why
is he
going
like
to get a condom? What's
why is
going
he
on?
like crawling away? And then he looks up, and our giant.
Because when he looks up, he has the knife in his hand.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing he grabbed it.
Oh no, yeah. So he presumably sees our zombie man. But it's funny
I knew
because
you'd be back.
He's like, I knew you'd be back. I'm gonna kill you, and he just starts stabbing the air in front of the, because it's from the POV of the zombie.
Yeah.
So the guy's just stabbing air in front of the camera, and he's like, oh, what? No, and then the fucking zombie takes the bat and like impales him on it, and like lifts him up. And literally, like, stabs the bat through this guy's stomach. It sounds cooler than it is. It's not that cool.
Well, at some point, before or after, I don't even know, we got introduced to Adam West in a riveting scene where he just tells our
and
main
stares
cop,
at his cigar.
He has a cigar, and conveniently placed in the corner of the room is a bottle of booze.
In the other scene, it's a donut.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause
I get the feeling that booze was consumed during the filming of
It's a little on the nose, isn't it?
And he basically tells our cop like that you are in charge of this. You're
right.
And then later on, we get another scene. I think it's after they fucking investigate the baseball bat impaling.
Okay, so this is where the incompetence goes off the fucking rails.
Oh, please.
Because you see the detective interviewing the bellhop, right?
Yeah, the woman.
And he's like, he literally, I shit you not, this is literally
parking lot.
What
right?
our detective, not only is it a parking lot, which is already deeply stupid, but no detective on planet Earth would ever fucking question a victim like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so he literally sits her down on this park bench, open parking lot, keep that in mind. And it's like, I can't even say it. If you didn't.
She says like, I hated him. He would always harass me.
If you hated him, why did you go into the alley with him?
Why did you follow him in the alley?
What? Bitch, she was attacked. What are you talking about? Follow him into the alley. You know people can take people's places, right?
Also, it's not an alley, it's a parking lot.
It's a giant open parking lot. There's no alley whatsoever. Why?
Brain rot.
Can you imagine if a detective sat someone down, a victim, and was like, why did you follow him if you hated him? What? What? Are you fucking kidding me?
Brain rot.
Bro.
But, you know,
and then she, like, just for some reason, goes into shock now.
She's like, I was saved.
And he had white eyes. He had like white eyes.
He was a giant, and he had white eyes.
No, like white eyes.
And he's like, okay, take her out of here.
He's like, do you believe her? No, I don't, say. I don't believe a single word she says,
These kids are so hopped up on drugs, you can't believe nothing. Listen.
The corner. I think this is the last scene with him, too. Because you don't see him again, but...
Well, they're back at the police station, and they have an arrest. And it's one of the goons who tried robbing the convenience store in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, but he goes feral. Because we get this extended fight scene
of him literally throwing cops in the air.
And they're like awkwardly punching him and like forcing him to the ground while Adam West's character talks to the detective.
And he's like, yeah, we got him. We found him.
Because they're framing that guy.
And then the guy's like, I don't think it's him. And he's like, oh, listen, it's definitely him.
He's like, let me go buy you a drink.
Let me buy you a drink. And they go to a bar and they just look depressed.
Well, I like this scene because you just get Adam West just screaming "hey" at the guy
because the guy's just staring at nothing, like,
and he's like, I just don't know if it. Hey, this is supposed to be a celebration. Or hey. But I don't. Hey, but I don't.
Be
hey,
happy, motherfucker.
Be happy. This is a celebration, and they're just like awkwardly, sadly drinking to finding the quote unquote murderer.
There's a fucking scene where it's that cop, and he's like in his apartment, and he has the fucking photos of all the stuff, the case, right?
it's funny because, again, I mentioned this, that we only saw them take one photo of the crowd, right? Presumably. But they have access to the movie.
Well, first of all, there's 2 photos of the crowd, but the most important thing is they have access to the movie because there is a random shot, a random photograph of our voodoo lady. It's like just her with nothing behind it. It's just her. Why would they have that?
Which is hilarious.
They have a copy of the movie.
Because the picture, it's like Spaceballs, where they go behind the scenes and they can rewind the movie and stuff.
But in this is just
it's like that. Yeah. Which is funny because that picture was actually taken from a scene that happens later.
Brain rot.
What the fuck?
But our
continuity is a thing in movies. Like, you have to...
No.
You have to, like, have it make sense within the realms of, like, some sort of reality.
No, our dude looks at this and figures out that it's... The case is...
That something is going on with that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the last 2 survivors, the woman calls up the guy and he's weightlifting. And she tells him, I'm scared. We're gonna fucking die.
And he's like, oh, I'll come over, baby. Don't worry.
And then they're like, okay, well, we need to, like, get out of here, but I don't have any money. And they're like, wait a minute. Jim told us that he has an uncle who owns an auto shop, and he has a stash that he's saving. And he told us we can hit that stash, but only in an emergency. She's like, well, listen. This is an emergency.
We're going over there. And I don't know what exactly happened, but okay, so yeah, then the detective goes back to Adam West's character and is like, hey, it's this Haitian woman.
I think she's up to something.
And he's like, no, well, she's part of my past and she's bad news because I tried to, like, do stuff with her. And
well,
he, like, just spills the beans.
No, he doesn't tell him anything. He just tells him he knows her from his past.
Oh, right, yeah.
But
and he's like,
as he's sitting there, he stares into nothing. And we get an overlaid audio.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And it, like, literally telegraphs that this is one of the guys that Adam West's character is, which is hilarious in a geezer teaser because usually the geezers are the heroes. Hero. They're not the villains.
They're not the scumfuck villains.
Yeah,
so that's
they've made Adam West the scumfuck villain.
Bold.
So he thinks of that, and then
the guy leaves.
The detective leaves, and he calls up the fucking Jim's dad. The degenerate son's dad,
who was, I guess, fitting.
And we get young old man.
Dude, they don't even try. It's just like a 29-year-old man. They don't even give him gray. And it's the other guy. It's the other wannabe rapist.
And he's like, hey, we got a problem. Like, she's back and she's done something with Tim or with Thor.
He's like, okay, I'll go. I'll leave.
So they both brandish guns. So, like, Adam West pulls a fucking handgun with a giant
laser scope that's never used.
They never use it. And the other guy grabs a rifle and he's like leaving his. Okay, so this is another
his day for night house.
This is another example of like how people move so fucking slow in this goddamn movie.
This is beyond slow. Okay, this is beyond.
So he slowly exits his house. He closes the door. He locks it, and then he slowly walks to his car. Right?
No, he sees.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. He sees it. He sees the zombie, right? Mm-hmm. And he gets freaked out, but then decides to walk to his car.
No, he shoots him. Remember?
Oh, he shoots him, and then like casually walks to his car.
Because he shoots the zombie, and you see the zombie falling down.
And then he casually walks to his car. He can't unlock it for some reason.
Starts fumbling his key.
And
then you see the zombie
and then
wake up.
He gets up and he finally opens the door, and then he just starts fumbling with, like, I don't know if he had like 1,000,000 keys on his key ring, but like, who doesn't know what key starts their car?
But he leaves the car door open and is just fumbling with the keys.
He doesn't close the...
No.
And he's dropped the rifle at this point for some reason.
The rifle is gone. He had one bullet.
One shot.
It's a one shot and that's it.
You know what it is? One way out.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. And he's fumbling with his keys as the zombie is framed in the same shot.
Slowly lurches towards him, very slowly.
Very slow.
As the guy's like freaking out and like trying to start his car, and then the zombie just grabs his head and like lays him down, and you hear a crunching noise.
This
And
was
then-
the gentlest, kindest kill I've ever
He
seen.
doesn't even turn his neck really. Like he just lays him down,
But-
and then you hear a crunch.
Well, he does like the motion, but it's
You
not
you
like.
hear like a crack,
And then that's it for him.
and he's dead. He's donezo. So now the two teenagers, quote
Yeah.
unquote, get to the garage, right? And they have a key that you plug into an electrical outlet,
And it opens the door,
and because
they
that
start-
makes sense.
looking for the money. Then,
Well, okay, so I just want to mention, they walk into this open garage, right?
Yeah.
It's very clear where everything is. There's no like hidden nooks and
yeah,
crannies.
it's not a skyscraper.
There's one fucking car in the entire garage, and it's open. And they're like, "Oh, I can't find it anywhere. How we need to split up because I can't see anything in here." I'm like, "It is an open garage. What are you talking about?"
There's probably like 5 cabinets, bro. That's it. But the cop goes to the crime scene, and you just hear some people saying like, "Yeah, we got one victim. It's an old man, our old 29-year-old man," and he's like, "Wait a minute," and then he goes to the fucking.
We do see the coroner, but I don't think he says much.
No. But he goes to the fucking. He just knows.
How did he know they were connected?
I don't know, dude. This doesn't fucking matter. Brain rot doesn't matter.
Because he goes to the garage too. Like he
And
knows
he
exactly.
sees-
He knows exactly where to go.
Well, so, oh my god, the zombie dude's already there.
Yeah.
Okay, he's already there. He's ambling around. We see a shot of the Haitian voodoo lady just standing there, like with her arms out, like. Okay.
I do not get this scene because there's
Do you
no.
know there's a very famous photograph, a very famous meme picture of a taxidermied animal where it's just sitting on a fucking chair with its arms out like, what the fuck? It's just making that face like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what we.
That's what she's doing. She is doing that, and I was like, yes.
they're both just awkwardly standing there in like complete silence, and then she starts doing some like hand motions.
No, she's there doing the what the fuck, and then she sees the zombie man, and she does the fucking like cross.
and then she does some weird like tutting.
Well, because the guy
like she does some like EDM dancing
the
shit.
fucking
and
cop looks at her and is like, huh, and then goes inside the garage, and she does some fucking EDM ecstasy dance, and the fucking garage door closes.
So she's a Jedi.
Never happens again. Bullshit. And this is so stupid.
It is so awkwardly shot too, because she's clearly saying something, right? But they
And
didn't.
they don't fucking bother.
Didn't,
They don't
they
fucking
didn't
give
even,
a shit.
They didn't even bother to put any audio
They don't
or
fucking
anything.
care. It's probably her saying like abracadabra. I guarantee you.
Who fucking cares? We don't even need to ADR that shit. Fuck it.
You just drop the garage door. Our fucking gooner wanders around, takes the guy as he's like fucking shuffling through toolboxes.
I love. Okay, so here's the other like logical leap that I couldn't.
This
like,
whole movie is a logical leap.
like the fact that they're like searching for like loads of money, right?
In toolboxes.
Don't you think that an auto mechanic would be smart enough to put it in like a safe or like
Yeah.
like somewhere secure?
No.
Not just in a fucking like a snap-on toolkit.
An unlocked snap-on toolkit.
That's where he's hiding the money. I know it.
That's where he's hiding his lifelong emergency stash.
The most unsecure place on the planet.
Oh my god, he comes up to the guy as he's rifling through
And he
this,
slams him against a car.
and it just apparently he slams him so hard that it shatters all the blood vessels in his head.
So the woman gets all freaked out, and she goes down to like where they paint. They do the
Yeah.
detailing on a car, and she goes into the little room where they
Hides.
spray paint the cars.
And our dude breaks the space-time continuum
Again, because there's one entrance,
Yeah.
and somehow he's behind her.
Oh, by the way, we also get a shot of the Haitian woman just standing somewhere, and Adam West just sitting in a car behind her awkwardly, and he's like, "Hey," kind of like, "It's time."
Get in, and like just points a gun at her.
the zombie man, like, he kills he takes the girl,
he slams her against the glass,
literally
so hard.
picks her up and thuds her against the glass, and I burst out laughing because the sound effect was just a thud, and she dies. And
the detective sees this, and so he
shoots at him, and the zombie guy picks up the detective and smacks him.
And, like, chokes him a little bit and slams him on the trunk of the car. Doesn't kill him, and then he starts walking away. So then, now we get a super slow walk along.
The detective
it's like the detective decided to do, like, an escort mission from a really boring game.
Yeah, he escorts him to the graveyard.
Yeah, so he just slowly follows this zombie.
And he goes to the graveyard, and the zombie sits down and just falls asleep.
Because he sits in front of Daddy-O's grave.
We don't know that yet. And then the cop is
I just spoiled it.
What the fuck? Then Adam West shows up.
Why did they go to the graveyard? Like, they never explain that.
Because the end of the movie has to happen.
I know, but they don't ever explain why Adam West had to take her.
They don't explain anything.
Had to take her to the graveyard.
Because we had to get the ending. So they go there, and Adam West spills the beans.
He's like, I killed this guy's dad, and I'm a bad person. And it's like just this big exposition dump. And we're like, yeah, we already knew all this, but okay.
And then he shoots the zombie.
And he shoots him like 2 times, and the zombie starts like fucking
smoke comes out of his mouth.
Smoke comes out of his mouth. His eyes disappear, and
then the Haitian woman says something like, "I'll get you." Like, you don't know what you've done.
Well, and then he shoots. She starts like spazzing. She starts like moving her mouth a bunch,
and he shoots her.
And then
they just awkwardly stand there, and the cop's like, "Well,
what are you gonna kill me next?" He's
too?
like, I have to.
And then the fucking grave explodes.
And Daddy-O comes out of the grave.
And he says, "Church man." And
he takes him, and Adam West and this guy awkwardly wrestle to the ground.
And the whole time he's like, help me. Listen, you gotta help me. You gotta help me, man. You gotta help me, bro. You gotta help me, dude.
The actor
dude, help me.
The actor in full zombie makeup awkwardly pulls Adam West into the ground, into a red light chamber.
Into hell. And the cop has the gun, and he's just standing there, and he's like, yeah, I don't feel like saving you. And the whole time Adam West is just like, you gotta help me.
I do love the detective's reaction right after, like, he just saw someone literally get, like, dragged to hell, and a zombie man kill 2 teenagers and a Haitian woman die right in front of him. He just looks at the gun, just like not like shakes his head a little bit and just throws the gun on the ground away. And then just like defeatedly walks away.
I understand.
This detective literally did nothing right. He didn't save a single soul in this movie. He literally saved no one. He is the most incompetent detective we have seen in a very long time.
I would have it no other way.
Like, No Way Out saved more people.
I love it.
No Way Out.
One Way Out.
One Way Out saved more people.
One Way Out had the riveting laying down on car action scene. Remember?
It did, but like that is incompetent, and he still saved people.
Yeah.
This dickbag in this movie literally saved no one.
Well, that's because this movie doesn't even have a main character.
He barely even solved the fucking crime.
Accidentally.
Yeah, he like stumbled upon it.
He had footage of the movie.
Yeah. How convenient. But like,
that's the movie.
There is literally no main character.
That's the film, and
like, holy shit, dude.
Way.
Like, everything about this movie is so entertainingly bad that the line delivery is on another level. It is like high school production level.
Well, it's just like this movie is deeply childish. Every other character in this movie is some deranged, like, hoodlum. Our main baddies are a bunch of, like, trust fund babies.
Yeah.
Who live with mommy and daddy and just aggressively eat spaghetti.
Just Nepo babies.
Like,
that's all we get.
It's hilarious.
Our bad guys, like, these, like, hardened, kids are fucking Nepo babies.
I love that. That is hilarious.
I mean, that is deeply hilarious, to be honest.
That is funny.
But yeah, and then our main guy, arguably the zombie guy, becomes the main villain in like 15 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, but it's also like, is he really the villain? Because he's killing people who killed him.
He's just getting revenge. So
he doesn't kill any innocent
I don't know
people.
how I'm supposed to feel, but I know this is stupid and entertaining.
I know. I feel joy.
I could do without the slow-mo scenes. They were really dumb.
They were hilarious. How dare you? I wish there was... No. There was just enough. There was just enough slow-mo brain rot where you're just like, is this supposed to look cool? Because it doesn't look cool.
Again, I love the coroner with the random accent. The only one that has that accent at all. For no reason. For literally no reason.
They were clowning us.
And, yeah.
Adam West's office had a bottle of booze and a donut.
Adam West just spends most of the movie staring longingly at a cigar.
Yes.
Like, that's literally, that's what he does. That's what that's his character's, like, main trait.
They filmed him in an office, a bar, and a little graveyard drenched in fucking a fog machine.
Yes. Yeah, go watch this movie if you like brain rot, because this is what this movie is.
Yeah, if you want to shed some brain cells, laugh your ass off, here you go. Here's your movie.
Alcohol is probably required if you're into that thing.
Some sort of substance, mind-altering, is highly recommended.
Friends, for sure.
Definitely Friends.
I wouldn't watch this alone.
I'm so brain rotted, I probably would watch it alone.
Yeah, I might, actually.
I'd be like, what the hell? And then I'd turn it on, and Ace of Spades starts playing over the opening credits. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, now I'm going to go get some, like, I need to get some 80s metal, like, vinyl.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep.
Well, we do have a movie coming in this year that has something very important with that, Will.
I know, and I think
know what it is?
I think I know what it is, and I have that. I don't have the movie soundtrack vinyl, but but
you have the vinyl.
I have the vinyl that has the
album
song on it.
with the song.
Yeah, exactly. So I will be listening to that in preparation for the movie that we have coming up. Not, I don't think next time, but
no, it's not. We got many more to go.
It's a whiles away. So anyway, let's do shitty to pretty. If you're new here, we rate on entertainment value, so that's why this is going to get high marks, because this is very entertaining. Because I literally, like, this movie broke me multiple times with how stupid it was. It literally struck the weirdest chord with me, because you saw, I literally, like, my brain melted. I just started laughing maniacally at, like, certain scenes.
Because there's some scenes that are just so hilarious that I just couldn't believe my eyes.
You will have it and you will love it is a highlight. So is the gumshoe detective. I lost my shit at that. Sorry, the gumshoe coroner.
Coroner.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. He wasn't a detective. He was a fucking coroner.
I know, it was weird. But
I'll give it an 8.
God damn it. We're never going to disagree. That's what I was going to give it.
Because it's not... it's not Nightmare Weekend.
No.
Because that was brain rotted and a 10 out of 10.
Was that deep down good?
That was deep down good.
That movie did get us deep down good.
Oh my god, that movie got me deep down good. This is not quite that level of just incredible stupidity.
Dude, a fucking orb comes out of a tube of toothpaste in that fucking movie.
It travels through everything.
And it teleports, and we have this weird puppet robot.
Danger! Jessica!
I fucking love Nightmare Weekend, bro.
Brain rot.
I fucking love Nightmare Weekend. It's so fucking good.
Unhinged brain rot.
Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Like, Nightmare Weekend was some fucking stream of consciousness. I don't give a fuck. Unhinged. Mind of a schizo brain rot. This is a little more controlled.
Yes.
But there's a lot of insanity.
Yeah. Gets an 8 out of 10. I think you definitely need to watch it. Can they find it anywhere, or does it have to be through means?
No, I'm pretty sure this is on Tubi, and it's probably on YouTube.
We just don't like ads.
I just hate ads because...
And YouTube has probably a bad rip.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I don't know, honestly. This is such a fucking nonsense movie that they might not even care. But like if I'm watching this movie, if I'm watching a piece of art like Zombie Nightmare will,
Yeah.
I don't want ads to ruin my mood.
That's true.
Because I'm enjoying I'm enjoying the amazing writing,
The great acting,
the amazing directing,
the incredible cinematography the incredible scenery of New York,
the beautiful usage of slow-mo,
the beautiful English French New York,
the incredible suspenseful horror scene.
the great effects, including massive amounts of fog.
They spent all their effects money on the dude's zombie makeup, and then the rest of it, they just like, we don't have any money. We spent our money on the effects for one guy and the soundtrack.
So let's just put together
Cool.
one fog machine and just turn it on maximum fog.
If they even had that, they could have just been like, hey, can you run down to the...
To be fair, the dad's zombie makeup was decent as well.
Yeah, even though he was on screen for like grand total of 5 seconds before.
Yeah, but I did like the pit
The
to hell
red.
was just a red light bulb that they put in the ground.
Which, hey, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that.
but yeah, you watch it for all those reasons.
You watch it for the beautiful art on display.
So go enjoy it, please, and go listen to some Thor, some Death Mask for me.
Some Fist and some Girl School and some Motorhead.
Yep, just go listen to 80s metal. It's good.
Just listen to the soundtrack for this movie.
80s metal is really, really good. Really, really good.
That is a subject we could literally talk about all day.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could do a whole separate podcast about
We
that.
are unfortunately 100% brain rotted.
Yes, and we love 80s metal. So anyway, we're not gonna. That's not this podcast. We're not gonna go into it. So we're just gonna let that ride. For they mostly come out at night. This has been Will,
This has been Alex.
and we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't throw spaghetti at your mom, Will.
Why not?
Because that's deeply brain rotted.
You're gonna get it, and you're gonna love it.
You're gonna take the
You're
spaghetti.
gonna take it, and you're gonna love it, Mom. Here's your spaghetti.